Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Dave Hockley. I'm the founder of Data Story, and in this video, I'm going to take you through what every tourism business needs to measure for success. In 2024, Data Story helped our tourism clients sell over 177 million in online bookings. We work with some of New Zealand and Australia's leading tourism brands such as the Tas Walking Co, Ferg Burger, Widow Workshops, Cadrona and Treble Cone ski areas, Coronet Peak, Mount Hutt, the remarkable ski areas, Real New Zealand, Ultimate Hikes, the Hermitage. We work with RTOs like Destination Queenstown and Lake Wanaka Tourism and so many more organizations. We do all this work with a team of legends based here in Queenstown, New Zealand, and we believe that what you measure is what you manage. Big doors swing on small hinges, and in this video we're going to find the hinges in your tourism business so you can grow faster and easier. The problem that we see is that most tourism businesses are up and they're down. They have a good season and a bad season. They're unpredictable. They're not sure what channels are driving what part of their sales. They've got online travel agents taking huge commissions and they don't know how to fight back. They've got the reality is that their marketing is based on hope, not on data. So in this video, I'm going to take you through a framework to measure and improve your business and show you where your biggest opportunities to increase sales are. Not just apply random tactics, but actually diagnose the opportunities within your business, within your tourism market. What we're looking at is based on a free template. So there's a link in the description. So I want to invite you to download your copy of that spreadsheet and let's follow along. Why are we giving this away? We believe that if every operator gets better, we're going to have a better industry. We're going to have more people buying experiences and not stuff. We're going to have more people connected with friends, with family, with new cultures. We're going to have more operators and businesses restoring and protecting their natural environment, and we're going to see stronger local economies. So let's dive in. The first thing I want you to understand is that this is all about year-on-year context. This means if you update your data for April 2025, it means you can easily compare it to April 2024. The sheet's really simple in that we are just tracking performance across a range of different sources. For our clients, we've automated a lot of this, but in this case, there's nothing wrong with having someone in your business own that metric and they update that every month. They know how to run the number and they've got a plan to move that number. I want you to see that there are only 4 ways to grow your tourism business. Number 1 is to get more customers. So the question I have for you is, are you measuring the number of customers that you have each month? A lot of businesses are. This is where we sort of typically start. The number of customers that we have, and then also the number of revenue you have. Because the second way to grow your business is to increase your average order value. And to do this, this is where we start thinking about pricing strategy and demand-based pricing. And then we start talking about bundling and packaging pricing, and then adding more value into what you're offering. The third way to grow your business is to get customers to buy again. And here this is where we think about developing more offers. A really powerful example of this is Ferg Burger. Ferg Burger is a really iconic brand in Queenstown, but they recently developed Ferg's Bar, and then they developed Mrs. Ferg, which sells gelato, and they developed a bakery. And this allows the average customer value to go up from, instead of buying one burger and maybe a burger and a beer or fries, to being able to come back and go and have a cocktail, have some nicer food, or get a gelato, or get a coffee, or get their famous Boston cream donuts. And this increases the overall value. For some of your businesses, this isn't applicable. And the other option there is about partnering with other organizations within the tourism industry and asking for referral-based revenue. The idea, say for example, you run a guided tour company, and then within that you build a lot of trust and credibility with your customers, with your guests, and then your guests ask your guide and say, hey, what else should we do? We've got a day left in town. What do you recommend? We trust you. We've built rapport with you. And out of that, you can then refer them to other things to do, and you can use a card with a referral code, etc. And when that cashes in, you can get a portion of that revenue. And this is about thinking about the wider tourism ecosystem and the value of what you provide and how you can grow that. Lastly, the fourth thing you can do to grow your business is to lower your cost to serve. This is where we think about using technology to lower administrative costs. This is thinking about better forecasting and staff resourcing. Data Story doesn't particularly focus on this area, but it's really important to keep in mind. Say, for example, if you increase your sales by $80,000, but you have to employ another staff member at $80,000 to pay for that, to deal with that level of demand, you haven't actually done any better in your business. Business is about the money you keep, not the money you make. We move through the sheet. What we're looking at here is typically it helps to have a really nice big sort of key goals that you're tracking. The first thing we do when we analyze a business is we go, what is the context? How is that business performing? One of them, as we move into this, once we've got kind of how, these top 4 ways to grow a business, we then want to start to look at why. The number one thing for understanding why is how well your brand is performing. And in tourism, your brand can be summed up as there's two main indicators that understand how your brand is forming. Number one is how people are reviewing your brand. And secondly, it's how many people are searching for your brand. And a bonus third one is the number of people talking about your brand online. And so within this, we've developed a metric called a review conversion rate. And so you might be getting reviews across Google, TripAdvisor, whatever your channels are, for example, that you want to focus on as a business, depending on your strategy. And you can track the number of reviews divided by the total number of customers that you have. And this gives you a review conversion rate. This is a really powerful metric to optimize for. It's really easy to gamify with your team, to give a kickback to your frontline staff for encouraging reviews and streamlining this experience in this moment, because the more people that talk about your business, the more people are going to trust you that you can deliver on your offer, and the more people they're going to book with you. It is absolutely a powerful indicator. And I want you to really think about this. Is there a single successful tourism business that does not have a unique experience, or that does not actually have a high quality experience? And for many of you, this is your biggest opportunity, is to actually optimize for reviews and ensure your experience is really powerful. We find it's really valuable to track brand search volume over time. A wee story about this is we had a client that recently had a decline in sales, and we were trying to work out why, and we compared against the previous year in a sheet like this, and what we saw was that their brand mentions in the previous year were up 30%. So their brand search volumes had declined 30%. And what we found was they were going massively viral on social media, and then that was resulting in people searching for their brand, and then people booking direct. And this is a really powerful insight, because when you want to understand why sales are down, understanding how well your brand is performing is a really powerful mention, a powerful sort of leading indicator for future demand. We've also developed a custom tracking tool to help you custom develop a share of voice against your competitors and against your market, and to also track mentions online. Get in touch if you want to know more information about that. From there, what we want to understand is this is all good and well having total revenue and total bookings, but the question is what's driving that? And in this case, we're going, cool, what's the revenue online? What's our direct number of sales, and what's our conversion rate? The conversion rate here is we're taking the total number of website sessions to the total number of customers and dividing that, and that's giving us our conversion rate. It's really powerful for you to understand actual revenue from online travel agents, less gross commission. And then we take that commission and we divide that by the number of bookings, and then we get our average booking value from an OTA, which is healthy to understand and track over time as you evolve your OTA strategy, but also to understand your cost to acquire a customer through that online travel agent. Once we have this with direct, we can then actually compare how much we're spending across all of our channels to acquire a customer. This allows us to develop a really data-driven online travel agent strategy, where we can choose to partner with certain online travel agents like Klook that can help us access markets that might be more expensive for us to access directly. Some of you have walk-up businesses, and this is, again, so underrated. There's so much value in what I'm about to say, which is if you can track offline revenue against your online activity, it allows us to correlate the impact that online is having to your offline sales. And correlation is an incredibly powerful place to start. And that right now your marketing, you have an input to an output. And this allows us to understand the flow-on effect for offline or walk-up sales, where we're not always going to drive online bookings. This section here, a revenue summary, is really powerful, and that we can take these metrics, the percentage of revenue from your different channels. You might include trade here as well. And then it's really easy to jump in here, grab those rows and track that, or put it in a pie chart and give you a visual to understand how diversified is our business. And we believe that a diversified business is a robust business. So having revenue come from different streams and then allowing you to strategically go, hey, actually we want 50% direct revenue and only 30% from online travel agents. That allows you to strategically craft your marketing mix based on actual data and what you're spending to acquire a customer, and to test this over time to build a more diversified business. In tourism, it is absolutely massive that you understand how your market is doing. Again, because averages lie. And in one case, what we might see is the New Zealand market is actually going up. Meanwhile, your US market is in decline. And the average will lie. The average will hide that. So it's really important that we understand and we have a strategy to reach these certain key markets for your business. The other space we see here is actually having a product breakdown, actually understanding across your different offerings, how well are they trending? And if you want to get really clever, actually how well are they trending by market? So again, being able to actually pull in a mini funnel, how many people are looking at this product, how many people are adding it to cart, how many people are purchasing, and the average order value. But that conversion rate by product is a really powerful indicator to understand how certain products are trending and how you might want to continue to evolve or change what products you're promoting to what markets and when. All of this data that we've just looked at, what that's doing is that's going to give us this beautiful, rich context around our market and what is performing for the business and what's driving that. Then as we move more deeper into the why, we're going, what channels are driving that? And so within this, your website is a huge space for your direct bookings. And so in understanding, again, SEO is another massive one. We've got a whole AI generative engine optimization strategy in place for a lot of our tourism clients now. And so understanding the role that these tools play in planning. And if your business isn't being found by these tools that people are using to plan their itineraries and plan things to do, then you're in trouble. And so measuring your organic and your kind of AI summary performance is actually really critical to measure over time. This section here, understanding social media and being able to correlate social media against your business performance and understand the impact of it, allows you to right size how much you should be investing in social. Paid performance is a huge area, and I'd say we are one of the world's leading paid ads agencies for tourism, and that we run millions in ads. We've won an award with Cadrona Alpine Ski Resort with our particular paid tourism ad structure, and I'm going to do an entire video on that. But the idea here is that if you can understand what you're investing in paid and how your channels are working, it can allow you to right size that. Conversions, including sort of more offline conversions, can help you understand if there's something that needs to be fixed within your business. And really importantly is your market performance. A lot of people in tourism track their market and they understand their market, but the question I have for you is, are you actually tracking your market share? And what I mean by this is we often see sales go up and sales go down, and the business owner's going, why? Why is that? And then when we graph the actual market, the guest nights against your sales, we find there's usually a direct correlation. But the question we have is our marketing working? Are we growing the market share? And so this is a really powerful metric where we simply go, this was the total number of guest nights divided by our number of customers. And we can go, is the number of customers increasing as a percentage rate of the total guests in the region? Really powerful metric to actually go, is our marketing working or are we just riding the market? The second thing here is weather. A lot of tourism operations are really weather dependent. We've done a lot of work in ski, for example, and we go, wow, conversion rates are up, sales rates are up. But if we've just had 30 centimeters of pow, we know that that's going to drive demand. So if we don't have that tracked alongside our data, we're not able to accurately understand what's happening here. And so the idea of this type of data is that when it's about understanding why. Why do sales go up and why do sales go down? Because when we understand why, we can do something about it. We can either turn up what's working and turn down what's not, and we can better strategically use your marketing budget. Lastly, here we've got this email performance category. And so this is a really interesting one as we look at pre-arrival communications, post-arrival communications, and better equipping and lowering your cost to serve. There's so much within email. That's for another video. As you can see, we just covered off a wealth of opportunity for strategy. And once you've got this data, you might be asking the question, what do you do once you have this data? This is how we find your biggest point of leverage. And for many of you, this is your experience. Number one, is your experience outstanding? Are people talking about it? Are they reviewing it? Is your brand growing? And do you have those metrics tracked to understand the impact of the work you're going to do in that space? Number two, are you capturing existing demand? Is your website conversion rate healthy? Are you strategically leveraging online travel agents? Are you leveraging your regional tourism organization? And are you running lower funnel paid ads successfully? Number three, once you've done one and once you've done two, the question is, are you creating content to leverage direct marketing? Are you using paid ads to reach people who are already planning to visit your destination? Are you creating planning content for SEO and for AI? And thirdly, are you consistently trying to optimize your social media marketing? This here is really the crux of this data. And if you don't have it, I hope you can see how it's real. I just don't know how you are not being blown around by your market and just relying on your gut instinct. I want to remind you, download the sheet for free. It's in the description. We specialize in capturing, analyzing, and executing on this data. And so if you want to be serious about this type of data and being more strategic, growing a systematic and smart tourism business, do get in touch. I also want to encourage you, I'm not a content creator. I'm a business owner. And that means the work that we're doing is based on doing actual work with real world tourism operators. So I invite you to subscribe to this channel when we do create content, join the newsletter on our website. And I just want to say thank you for checking this video out.